Explore the vibrant arts and culture landscape of Michigan, a state with a thriving creative ecosystem that has birthed iconic movements like Motown and the Purple Rose Theater. Home to legendary musicians, writers, and artists, Michigan boasts a rich tapestry of cultural heritage known worldwide. Michigan Creates is a podcast series that will connect listeners with gifted artists and cultural institutions that are nurturing Michigan's vibrant creative landscape. Welcome to Michigan Creates, a podcast about the incredible artists, creatives, and cultural legacy shaping Michigan and beyond. I'm your host, Ara Topouzian. If you've listened to this show before, you know that I typically interview guests, diving into their artistic journeys and experiences. But today's episode is different. This time it's just me. And I felt it was important to take this moment to speak directly to you about something deeply personal, something that transcends art and speaks to the very essence of survival and resilience. As an Armenian American and a musician, this topic is deeply personal to me. I'm here because of what happened to my people. My ancestors endured the Armenian Genocide, an attempt to erase not just people, but an entire cultural identity, one that included music, storytelling, craftsmanship, and language. As a musician, I've dedicated my adult life to helping preserve Armenian music through the sounds of the kanun, an instrument that I play. It also carries the weight of history in every note. The idea that culture can be so fragile, yet so resilient, is something that resonates deeply with me. And that's why today's discussion is so important. April is a solemn month for many cultures. It's a month of remembrance, a time when we reflect on the resilience of people who have suffered immense atrocities, yet found ways to preserve their art, their stories, and their identities. April 24th marks the Armenian Genocide Remembrance Day, a time when Armenians worldwide honor the 1.5 million lives lost to genocide. April is also when we remember Yom HaShoah, Holocaust Remembrance Day, a day of reflection on the 6 million Jewish lives taken during World War II. Before we delve into these histories, let's talk about the word itself, genocide. The term was coined in 1944 by Raphael Lemkin, a Polish Jewish lawyer who studied the systemic destruction of groups of people. He combined the Greek word genos, meaning race or tribe, with the Latin word cide, meaning killing. Lemkin created the word to define what had happened to the Armenians in 1915 and later to describe the Holocaust. The term became an important legal and historical concept to ensure that acts like these are never forgotten. But these tragedies aren't just about numbers. They're about the loss of languages, traditions, music, art, entire ways of life that oppressors tried to erase. Yet despite it all, these cultures endured. Today, we explore how art and cultural expression have played a vital role in survival, using the Armenian Genocide, the Jewish Holocaust, and two other tragic examples, the Cambodian Genocide and the Rwandan Genocide. Let's start with the Armenian Genocide. In 1915, the Turkish Ottoman Empire systematically exterminated 1.5 million Armenians. But they didn't just kill people. They destroyed churches, burned manuscripts, and tried to erase a history that spanned centuries. Thousands of khachkars, or intricately carved stone crosses, were smashed to pieces. Armenian music, especially the village songs, was nearly lost. The oral traditions, folk tales, and epic poems that had been passed down for generations were at a risk of vanishing. Manuscripts from the Middle Ages, filled with stunning illuminated art, were burned, reducing priceless cultural history to ashes. Yet, Armenian artistry survived. Today, musicians, painters, and weavers continue the traditions, ensuring that this vibrant culture lives on. Similarly, the Holocaust wasn't just about mass murder. It was about the attempted destruction of Jewish culture. Nazis looted artwork from Jewish homes, synagogues, and museums, trying to erase Jewish contributions to civilization. Jewish books were burned in massive bonfires. Music composed by Jewish artists was banned, and traditional klezmer music was silenced. In concentration camps, imprisoned artists secretly composed operas, painted scenes of the horrors they witnessed, and even staged plays. There were Jewish composers who wrote music while in prison, refusing to let their creativity die. Many of these works were lost. Some have survived, serving as a haunting reminder of resilience. Another tragic example is the Cambodian genocide of the 1970s, where nearly 2 million people were murdered, including artists, musicians, and intellectuals. Cambodian culture is deeply tied to its classical dance and shadow puppetry, both of which were nearly erased. Dancer and musicians were targeted, leading to the deaths of 90% of Cambodia's classical performers. Traditional silk weaving, poetry, and temple art were suppressed, and ancient instruments like the ronet, which is a Cambodian xylophone, were nearly lost. Yet, through dedicated efforts, Cambodia has seen a cultural revival, with master artists training new generations to claim their heritage. And then there is Rwanda. In 1994, within just 100 days, nearly 1 million Tutsis and moderate Hutus were slaughtered. Among the losses was a deep cultural heritage, from traditional storytelling to the art of imigango painting. Imigango, a unique form of geometric cow dung painting, was almost wiped out as artists were killed. Rwanda's rich musical traditions, including drumming and oral poetry, were also devastated. Yet in the years since, Rwandan artists have used their craft to heal. Murals depicting peace now cover city walls. Musicians create songs of remembrance, and traditional dance has returned as a symbol of resilience. What all these tragedies have in common is an attempt to erase culture. But what they also share is the resilience of those who survived. Art is a form of resistance. It's a way to say, we're still here. It's the songs we sing, the books we write, the paintings we create, and the traditions we pass down. So how do we ensure the culture lives on despite these dark chapters? First, we remember. We share stories. We visit museums. We listen to the music. And we support artists from these backgrounds. Second, we create. Every new piece of art, every spoken word in nearly lost languages is an act of defiance against erasure. As we honor these histories this April, let's commit to preserving culture, not just for those who lived through these atrocities, but for future generations who deserve to know the richness of their heritage. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Michigan Creates. We hope you've had fun diving into the creativity of our state. From Motown melodies to artisanal wonders, Michigan never fails to dazzle. But hey, the creativity doesn't stop here. Connect with us online, subscribe to our channel so you don't miss new episodes. Help us spread the word and also share your own artistic stories. So until next time, I'm Ara Topouzian, and I want you to keep those musical instruments in tune, keep those paintbrushes moving, and keep those cameras rolling. Remember, in Michigan, the only limit is your imagination. Stay creative.